Hi, my name is Andy Jimenez, and this is my submission for the Celestial Org chart take 2. For this challenge, I decided to go with this particular tree animation, specifically more in the top orientation. So I'll demonstrate the functionality first and then go into the code. So in Salesforce, I added a custom button on View Hierarchy. First of all, if we take a look at the hierarchy right now, notice that we're on Burlington Textiles, the bottom node of the hierarchy, and 4-level hierarchy. We'll also notice that if we scroll here to the bottom, using the standard partners related list to relate a couple partners to this account, and in addition I created a custom object, affiliates, that is basically just a junction object that will allow, again, to have multiple affiliates associated with a single account. So now looking at the hierarchy, see that we have 4 levels of our hierarchy, with Burlington Textiles here, and the affiliates and the partners at the bottom. So as was requested, we have, based on the cumulative spend, there's a difference in the size of the circles, and as well as the difference between a partner and affiliate are colored differently on this particular chart. If we also do on hover, we get the organization name, the address. I also added the type, so you could see that it's quite clearly this is an account, versus on the greens the types is affiliate and the blues are type of partner. And this has the functionality that exists there to kind of do a drill down. This should be able to be pressed against any node in the hierarchy. So if we go to Grand Hotels, that was 1 level up, click on this, and we got the whole hierarchy. It navigates all the way to the top, finds the top level, and then navigates down, and we see the same thing from any point in the hierarchy. So looking at a slightly different hierarchy, this one has siblings at this level. So we have a 3-level hierarchy, but with siblings. So if we take a look at what that looks like, again, I think we've got some no partners or affiliates on this record, but if we take a look, this has partners and affiliates at various different levels of the hierarchy. So at level 2, this particular account has affiliates and partners, and at level 3 this one has a single affiliate. Again, this can be zoomed in. The functionality remains of the hoverovers. So digging into the code just a little bit, I've got the Visualforce page. Actually, I'll start with the controller. So it uses a remote action to invoke the request to get the account hierarchy. That's called via JavaScript on the Visualforce page, passing in starting an account ID. And again, that can be at any node of the hierarchy. This set hierarchy method in this helper will take a look at the starting node, navigate up and down, and get the affiliates for each particular node, and arrange the complete hierarchy in this object, the account hierarchy wrapper. When that finishes all of its logic, then in order to facilitate, and I have some notes in here, the JavaScript to use this in the particular format that is needed for this controller, this JavaScript control, I took this JSON data class, which mimics that same structure, to push that structure into JSON data, and so that it's a lot easier for the JavaScript to consume. It sets the top level node and then calls a helper to then basically remap the account hierarchy wrapper into JSON data that the JavaScript can consume. So the nice thing here is that you could send this account hierarchy wrapper that has all of the data that the front end would need as far as children and parents and affiliates and whatnot, or you could use a different class to basically remap that data into whatever structure the JavaScript needs if you're using a different type of JavaScript control. Taking a look at the main logic, I won't go into all of the details, but this set hierarchy method will basically create that wrapper. It has a map where it will be able to group by parent IDs, and then a particular ID with this account hierarchy object, which has all of the details for each account as far as who its parent is, who its immediate parent is, who the partners and affiliates that are associated with that account. So it also sends back which is the starting account, which is the ultimate parent. Again, there's logic to understand when we reach the top of the hierarchy so that we can use that to go down, navigate down the hierarchy when we are ready to send that back. Once it sets kind of the starting account, gets that information, then finds the siblings, navigates up the hierarchy from whatever the starting account is to the top, sets its siblings, and navigates all the way down the hierarchy until it reaches the bottom. And then it fills in the details for all the accounts. Once it has the IDs of all the accounts in the hierarchy, we'll then pull in all the details for the partners and affiliates and attach those onto these account hierarchy objects, which are wrapper objects around the account. So again, I won't go into too much detail there. That's in my submission. So the final item I wanted to show was test coverage. So pretty high up, 89% on this, and the only reason I could find was that we couldn't create account partner objects in unit test classes. Attempted to insert the partner object, which the documentation says inserts the account partners as a byproduct of inserting a partner object, but it didn't actually appear that way. I'm not sure if that's a limitation in unit tests. So that's it. I'll send this in. Thanks so much.